Hello, this is Vicki with Oodles and Caboodles of Crafts. Welcome to my channel. Please forgive me if I sound a bit nasally. I have been dealing with a head cold for the last week now, if not a little bit longer. But I wanted to take a moment to share with you a pair of fingerless gloves that I kind of designed. My granddaughter came to me telling me she wanted a pair of fingerless gloves. And when I got in some blue yarn, then she started saying, oh, she wanted some Transformer pair of gloves like the Transformers, because she's really big on the Bumblebee and the blue and red one, which I think is Decepticon. But I'm not sure about those. I don't watch it anymore. I used to when I was younger, but not anymore. Anyway, I started looking at gloves, and everything I found had stripes here. But I had it in my mind that I wanted stripes in my cuff, and I could not find a pattern. Now, I could have been just using the wrong keywords. I don't know. But after several tries, I finally worked up this pattern, because this is what I wanted. I wanted it to alternate down here in stripes first. These are the first two gloves I made. This one was the first one. It's a little bit bigger, but I was just using these to play around with. But in learning how to carry my yarn, I didn't want to tie off and redo my yarn after every row, or every 3 or 4 rows. I wanted to be able to complete it all in one, what do they call that? Well, anyway, where I carry it along with me as I go, as I created the glove. Now on this one, like I said, I got made a little bit big because I kind of I wasn't quite familiar with what I was doing yet. So it took several tries, I have to admit. But I finally figured out how to carry my yarn around with me as I made the cuff. Okay, and then so of course I had to work out how to tie it off and how to make it even, because if you notice, this here looks a little bit more better on this glove right here, where I ended up tying it. This one looks a little bit better than this one. This was a little thick, but anyway, and then I figured out how I could carry it around. This is what I worked in a circle, where I did not what they call that, I did not finish a join. I did not join it into the row. Instead, I created it in the continuous circle. Also, I put this little thing up here because after I made it, this up here was really big, and I wanted to find a way to make it a little bit tighter around the center of my palm. So this one right here, I created a little bit different. This one I figured out how to do it down here. I still carried it around, but it was still a little big up here on the palm. But I did close this one off. But this one, so after working with this one several times, I finally came up with what I wanted. So I decided that now it's not time for me to show you what I created. This is what I call my Transformer inspired fingerless gloves. And here they are. This is my Bumblebee, and of course this is the other one. I managed to carry the yarn around with me, and as you see, it ended up working up really nice right here. And then up here, to make this a little tighter around my palm, what I did is, of course, I just shrunk whereas I skipped like 6 stitches here. Up here, I tied it off with 4, and that made it the way I wanted it to be. So this was the pair of gloves I made for my granddaughter. She wanted to be in here to model them for you guys. She wanted, but she's in the other room right now, and I wanted to think about what I was going to say, because like I said, I'm really congested here. But anyway, after I made these, then my youngest daughter Adriana, who's Down syndrome, as many of you know, said she wanted some gloves. But whereas my granddaughter Izzy is really big on Transformers right now, my granddaughter Adriana likes I think it's Captain Man, The Adventures of Captain Man, something like that. Anyway, and his colors are red and blue. So Anyway, so these were the gloves I made for her so they could keep them apart. This was the gloves I made for Adriana. Because again, the outfits were red and blue. That's what the colors are centered around. And again, I did I managed to make this really nice right here. The only thing did on this one that I'm kind of bummed out about, but I didn't realize it till after I had pretty much got it done, is I noticed that as I went around, my tension got a little bit looser. So it ended up being just a little bit shorter on this side than this side because of my tension. And I always have problems with tension. This is my biggest part because I do a lot of amigurumis. So I want to tighten all my stitches, whereas not all things are made that way. You know, some things like gloves and hats, you have to really watch your tension on. And I see, like on this one, now this one turned out perfect. But of course, by this time I've made what, three pairs of gloves. And actually I'm working on another one because this is one set, and there's two more transformers that that are on that show that I want to make. But anyway, these were the gloves I wanted to show you. This is my design because, like I said, I could not find any designs that had the ribbing alternating colors. So this is what I've done. This is how I did it. And managed to carry my yarn all the way around with me as I went. So there's no, the only ends that were there were the ones that I had to work in at the end, or, you know, and then continuing with one throughout the whole project, where the only other end I had was around the top, which made it really easy to do. And even these right here, by the time I got finished with them, I had the pattern down. I was gung-ho. That's why this one was a little bit tighter than the other one, because I knew what I was doing. I had done it several times. And anyway, this is what I wanted to show you today, and I wanted to share with you. So